Hey guys, how's it going? I hope you're enjoying these videos so far. If you have, then a like and comment would be much appreciated. And if you enjoy the content or the rest of the content on my channel, a subscribe would be much appreciated too. I should do the outro last. Oh well. But I honestly do hope you've been enjoying these videos, and if you have, then subscribe. Sorry I haven't made any videos in a while, by the way. The reason for that is mostly because I've been on holiday, but also the energy's just not been there, let's be real. I've only got the energy today because, well, it's probably just because the sun's out and I'm just feeling good, basically, and I actually have a topic to talk about that interests me. Well, I mean, obviously it interests me, but this is the first topic in a while that I've actually felt like I really want to talk about it rather than I need to talk about it, because this topic is not so much everybody's opinion that's bothering me, it's just the odd one or two people. Basically, what this topic today is about is another installment of a video that I've done before about anal sex. I'm just hoping I don't need to use that word too much because my parents are downstairs and I'm not entirely sure how they feel about me talking about this. So, you know, I wanted to talk to you about the perception of anal and the fact loads of people still believe that, or still want to believe that it's either mostly gay people that do it or only gay people that do it. Neither of which are actually true, or at least not to my understanding, and not to my very small amount of research's understanding. Because I found a thing on YouTube, it was a documentary by Stephen Fry and the BBC, whereby he, at one point in the first episode, he was arguing with some guy, I think it was in Uganda or somewhere, about homosexuality and anal and all that, and the other guy was basically saying that it's a gay person thing. And that is just not true, first of all, obviously. I'll link down the documentary down in the description, you can watch it for yourself and correct me if I'm wrong about what I heard, but basically he said that, and he also said that that's predominant in the same-sex, well, the man-on-man community. I say community. I mean, like, in a man-on-man relationship, that's a predominant feature of it. And Stephen Fry said something that I knew for a while, or well, I thought for a while, and I think I've been told once or twice before by people who are currently in same-sex relationships, or were when I spoke to them last. And they all said that they're not in it for the sex, they're in it for the actual relationshipy thing, part of it. So like the dating, the date night, the getting married, all that stuff, they're in it for that, not the sex. And that got me thinking, and then I forgot about it for a while. And then when I saw that, it sprung back into my mind that people's perceptions of same-sex couples in general are that they're in it mostly for the sexual stuff rather than the you're in love with that person stuff. And granted, there's types of people who happen to be in same-sex relationships, or want to be, or are in same-sex sexual experiences that don't help with the stereotype of gay people want to just do it. But that's up to the individual, not their orientation. but that's another video for another time. The reason I decided I wanted to do some research on this because of that Stephen Fry thing. And then what I found on, I think it's called the HuffingtonPost.com. Well, I didn't find it on there. I found it on Google, linking to there. And it's a post from back in 2012, I think. But it had an update in 2016, so it's kind of recent, I guess. And what they said was, like, I'll have the link to that as well down in the description, but what they said was that like it was a post they made based on a report that they found, seemingly, or that they got hold of or whatever, talking about experiences of anal. I told myself I wouldn't say that word a lot. Fuck it, whatever. It was about straight people's experiences of that, like male and female, and then female to female and male to male. And as it turns out, %, of the straight men that answered, I think it was that answered the poll out of thousands, like thousands and thousands throughout the 2 years, said that they've at least tried it once. And 36% of straight women have. Now, that's surprisingly high considering the majority of, well, I'm guessing that, is that America? I think so. Basically, wherever that is, the majority of straight people think it's weird and wouldn't want to do it, or at least that's what they say. But just with everything else, as soon as they get a chance to openly admit to something without being called out for it, or without being made fun of for it because nobody else will know that it was them that said it, they're willing to admit it. But yeah, anyway. It then went on to say that like women who do it with other women are, well, there was 12% of them said that they've at least tried it. I presume it's still talking about anal here because it doesn't actually specify it, but I'm assuming it's because that's what the post's about. Although, that being said, it actually says when it came to experiencing same-sex love, it was 12% of women say that they do it, which, now that I think about it, could be anything. Still doesn't matter. And then only 5.8% of men that did the poll, like gay men that did the poll, or bi men, whatever, said that they've tried it on with another man. So, thinking about that, how is it that we can openly say that things like anal are only or mostly done by men in same-sex relationships or men who go out seeking same-sex sexual experiences, when polls like this say the opposite? I mean, are we really Also, another thing that bothers me is that those same people who are willing to admit that on things like polls are probably the same, like the straight people, I mean, obviously. Or at least some of them, at least anyway, are probably the same sort of people that will admit to, well, not admit to anything, are probably the same sort of people who will try and say that anal sex is bad for you, gay people shouldn't do it because of anal fissures or whatever the scare story is at this point. I don't know, I don't care anymore. I just wish it would all go away by now. It's just nonsense. We need to look past the gender of the person that someone's doing or in a relationship with, and think more about the personality of that person, the emotional range of that person, the mental state of that person. Sorry, my throat's acting up. Water time. Anyway, we need to look at that sort of stuff rather than the gender of the person, because that is the only way we will be able to move on with our lives. Move on and not get at each other's throats. It's the only way we will learn to accept each other. Who gives a damn about the religion, the gender, the orientation of these people that other people are dating? Worrying about that stuff is nonsense. And I've got to go. I think my time is running out on my camera. I hope you've enjoyed this video, everybody. If you have a like or comment, it would be much appreciated. And if you enjoyed the rest of the content on my channel, subscribe would be much appreciated too. But it's not necessary. I hope you've enjoyed this video, everybody. This is White Knight saying off.